My name is Nikhita Gopisetty, and I've been involved with AYUDA since 2017. Growing up with type 1 diabetes, it was hard finding people who looked like me outwardly thriving with diabetes. Going to diabetes camp gave me my first sense of a diabetes community, with older mentors embracing their diabetes and making me feel some sense of normalcy when it came to checking my blood sugar and giving myself shots. But still, none of these mentors physically looked like me, and it was hard finding commonalities when it came to my non-diabetes related identities. While the diabetes connection was strong and very present, I wish I had mentors who could help me carb count the Indian food I eat every day and navigate being diagnosed with immigrant parents who still feel foreign to this country. Camp removed the otherness around having diabetes, but I am more than just a diabetic. I am a first-generation Indian American woman who has diabetes, and it is that intersectionality that is critical for kids to witness and experience from a young age. When I got involved with AYUDA, American Youth Understanding Diabetes Abroad, I didn't want my experience to be one of voluntourism in the Dominican Republic. I knew that I would not be able to connect with Dominican youth living with diabetes in the same way as my Dominican peers. Through our experiences living with diabetes, I was able to form deep and meaningful relationships with Dominicans who were my age. That is where I found my role, supporting my Dominican peers so that they could form meaningful relationships with young campers living with diabetes. The campers looked up at the Dominican youth leaders in awe. They were people from their own community who were thriving with diabetes. I saw that feeling of connection that I craved so much in my first few years with diabetes. In fact, through my experiences with AYUDA, I found my own diabetes community that I hold near and dear to my heart. Meeting other young adults living with diabetes who are oriented to the same vision as me made me feel like I belong. Seeing the relationships blossom between young campers and youth leaders from their own neighborhoods made me realize how different my diabetes journey would have been if I had had that relationship with people who came from a similar background as me. Representation in diabetes camps is so incredibly important. Diabetes camp is about that sense of belonging and finding that sense of normalcy, and that goes beyond one's identity of having diabetes. We must strive to represent as many intersections of different identities as possible, because we aren't alone.